Hey guys, my name is Jeff Boys. I'm founder of Evolution Nutrition, and today I just want to give you a little insight into the path that has brought me to create the company that we have that services professionals and their clients and their goals. And evolution is one of the most powerful words that I can think of, and I remember coming up with a name for the company. Specifically, I literally was at a park and I was thinking about diet and meal plans and change that it can create with ourselves and with our lives and our relationships and everything. And it's one of the most powerful things that we have control over with our bodies. And that led me to just think of change, adaptation, and the word evolve came into my mind. And evolution is one of the most powerful words in my mind because it signifies the controlled change that we can create with ourselves to better ourselves and better everything around us and better our lives. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my personal story, and everybody has one. And when they're asked about how they got into their profession, their passion, what drove them to do what they do, and what they're committed to, is a lot of the stories are the same. It's how they got into the profession with what they did in school, their experiences, relationships, whatever connected them to what they've committed their life to. And I could say the same thing about me, but when I look at the first start of my new path, which brought me to Evolution Nutrition, I can actually point to a specific date. And that was November 24th, 1993. And that date is very strong in my mind and my life because that is the date that my entire life changed. And I was put on a new path that brought me to where I am today. I was involved in an almost fatal car accident in the early evening of November 24th when I was a senior in high school. And it was just a normal evening, and I was going to the mall to pick up a birthday cookie for my older brother. And at the time, I was just in South Florida, and it had just stopped raining. And the mall was just a few miles away, but I went over a drawbridge. And as I was going over the drawbridge, the metal grating was on top, and I changed lanes and shifted gears at the same time. And with the car that I was driving, which was a Toyota Supra, it was a 5-speed, my rear wheel spun on the metal grating, and I slid sideways, and I slid across the bridge going sideways. But once the wheels hit the pavement, the dry pavement, and the wheels were still moving forward, that shot me into the oncoming traffic. And the oncoming traffic, there was a car going about 35, 40 miles an hour and struck the passenger side door. And that caved the door into the center console. And from that, my head actually hit the door at a pretty significant impact. And from that, I had a pretty significant traumatic brain injury. The only thing that saved my life was the fact that they actually had a trauma hawk that was able to land on the bridge and get me to the hospital fast enough in order to get me the care that I needed. And even with that, I was still in a coma for almost a week. And they didn't know whether or not I was going to pull through or what I was going to be like after that. So that accident is significant because up until that point, my entire life was music. It was jazz, rock. I played the sax, the alto saxophone, and also the soprano saxophone. And my life was committed to music, jazz, and I was all set to go to the University of North Florida to major in music, to become a professional musician, but also a teacher, either high school or college. I didn't know, but that was my path and that was my life. And when I was in the accident, the recovery and the rehab from that accident took several months before I was able to live normally again. So that was the start for my new path because that entirely changed my focus in terms of what I was thinking about or what I was focused on. And in those first few months after the accident, I was focused on healing and recovery. So what a lot of us take for granted in terms of walking, feeding themselves, eating, communicating, I actually had to relearn from the beginning. And from the brain injury that I had to reteach myself to walk, to remember what day it was, just basic, simple tasks that we don't think anything of just day to day. And I was focused on my body and my mind and my health, my nutrition specifically also with regards to healing myself. And that is what developed my passion for exercise, fitness, health, and nutrition and everything surrounding that. And from that moment forward, I had committed my life to the human body. So a few months after my accident, when I was fully recovered, I was able to finish high school and look toward what undergraduate and graduate programs that I wanted to complete to focus on my new path, which was exercise physiology and nutrition. That's what I had committed to, and I knew that's what I wanted my life work to be. And I was in Florida, and at that time there was only one university program that offered the exact graduate program that I wanted, and that was a double master's in exercise physiology and nutrition. And it just so happened that that was being offered at San Diego State University on the other side of the country. And I didn't think twice. I actually moved cross country, finished my undergrad, and went right into my graduate program to complete the education that I knew I needed to do what I wanted to do in life. So it was during my graduate studies that I actually formed the vision for Evolution Nutrition. During my graduate studies, I was working with strength and conditioning programs, sports medicine, and also in the fitness industry. And it was in that work experience that I saw the limitations of applying nutrition and meal planning to athletes, clients, whatever it is, in terms of utilizing technology. So although technology and nutrition, the science behind nutrition and meal planning were both advancing at a very high rate, they weren't advancing together. And so there was no link between the two in terms of how do I apply nutrition and meal planning to best suit my goals with the use of technology or online technology specifically. So once I found that missing link, I knew that I needed to test my theory. And as it happened, I was able to convince my graduate department to let me conduct my graduate thesis on a online software and its ability to educate coaches and athletes with nutrition requirements, meal planning, everything surrounding that. The study was an absolute success, and the collegiate strength and conditioning coaches and the fitness professionals that were involved in the study absolutely loved the concept. And it was that moment forward that I knew my life was dedicated to nutrition, meal planning, and technology, and finding a way to provide that resource to the industries. So when I graduated, I had the science. I had the nutrition, I had the exercise physiology. I did not know the technology. I did not know about business. I knew what I wanted to create in terms of the software and the meal planning software for professionals, but I needed to connect with professionals or companies that could build the technology and build the business that I had envisioned. And that is where I learned the power of connections and engagement in life and accomplishing your goals. So I was able to connect with business professionals and also those involved in technology and graphic design to create the initial system that we launched a number of years ago. And from there, our path has literally been what our name is, in evolution. And we've evolved numerous times to cater to the needs of the industry and providing the most optimal professional meal planning system that we can, and conducting business on the level of pride and accomplishing our goals that we set for ourselves every quarter. So when I'm asked about the company's mission and vision, one word comes to my mind: connection. What we provide is we provide a connection with professionals to clients, but also, and even more importantly, we provide a connection between a client's nutrition, meal planning, and their goals. So from both sides, we're providing a connection through technology and optimizing the engagement between pros and their clients, but at the same time, we're bettering the lives of clients because we're enabling them to use the powers of technology to connect with their health, their nutrition, their fitness, everything surrounding that. And that is one of the most powerful things that we can do now. And that is the power of technology, leveraging technology with online meal planning and nutrition. And that is what Evolution Nutrition is. setting goals, committing to them, but setting goals in a way that enables you to measure, that they are realistic, there's a time component involved, and you can hold yourself accountable to those goals. And that is the core of Evolution Nutrition, and that is why we have been as successful as we are today, because we've set goals, we've achieved those goals, and we've stayed committed to constantly evolving to create a better platform for our professionals. But that sense of goal setting has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember, with my personal goals in fitness, nutrition, competitions. I feed off of it to a certain extent. It's an obsession of mine where I have to have a goal, whether it's when I wake up in the morning, or it's a goal I set for myself for the week or the month or whatever it is, to better myself as a person through fitness and nutrition. I enable myself through goal setting. And with that, I have goals set for the coming months with preparing for competition in 2020. All right, so you guys heard my personal story, Evolution Nutrition, how we got started, what our mission is, and everything around goal setting. And right now, I have to accomplish one of my goals, and I got to go hit back with my man Pete Ciccone. We got to do an intense training session, and I'll see you guys there. Rip my callus off.
That looks like it hurt.
619 training. Make you bleed. Sweat till you bleed. That was episode 1. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. For more great content, check out evolutionnutrition.com. A lot of great stuff coming up, guys. Have a good one.